Shoot.
All right, welcome everybody. This is a special edition of CulpitRadio.com. We're doing a special segment with Dawn Congdon, and the issue is the James Island Expressway. And Dawn is very active with this, and I'm very interested in this because, frankly, I do not understand these ideas these people are coming up with. Dawn, now exactly how did you get involved with this, with the business of the James Island Expressway?
Well, I been living here my whole life, and I moved to James Island, and my grandfather owned property on James Island, and even back when he bought it, there's been a little dot on the map that says Mark Clark Expressway coming through right here. And the politicians keep putting out public hearings, spending lots of money, and then they run out of funding, time expires, and it starts right over, and they still haven't decided what they're going to do.
I can attest to that. Since I was a small boy, they've been talking about the James Island Connector, the James Island Expressway. Everybody else gets one. Now, my understanding is that there's a proposal to do a surface road with 35 mile per hour speed limit and stoplights.
Yeah.
Is this? Please tell me this is a joke.
It's not a joke, and what it is it's basically boiled down to they don't have the funding, they don't have federal funding, and so the start out price for this would be like around $489 million.
Okay.
And they got about that. It's still going to end up with a huge deficit to begin with. And
can we get some of that Obama stimulus money?
Oh, I don't believe so right now because we are in a recession. So
aren't
why
we shovel
go into
ready?
debt? But the thing is that's just a starting price. They haven't added on. If they do this, they're going to push it onto the James Island County Park office building because the county parks kind of come to terms that the public would rather have it come through some of their woods than disrupt homes.
Sure.
So they wanted it. I'm of the understanding that if it's got to go through there, they'd really rather have it go through the southern end that hadn't even been developed yet. It's nowhere near the park, campgrounds. It's nowhere near the office building. But since it's going to be this way, they want to shove it on the property line.
Have you actually been to any meetings on this
Oh,
yet?
yes. I've been there.
Where are the meetings and who's making these decisions?
Well, funny enough, this last go-round, they only scheduled 2 meetings in downtown Charleston at Burke High School, which took place this past week.
So what you're saying is they really don't want to hear from us.
They don't want to hear from us because there were no meetings scheduled, but I understand thanks to some good politicians like Buck Limehouse and the article in the Post and Courier newspaper, they said, wait a minute, if it's affecting all these people, let's have some meetings where it's affected so that we can hear their voices.
How could they not have anticipated that they need to speak to the people it's going to affect directly?
Because they want to pat themselves on the back that they finished the project, and they want to do it the cheapest route. So, in other words, the rest of Charleston deserve the expressway, and even though we don't want the expressway since it's got to be finished, they want to do it the cheapest route.
Are they not aware that we already have speed limits and surface roads with stoplights on James Island?
And
we need more?
Yeah, I mean, like, Folly Road on the weekend, like you're going to be zipping from North Charleston and West Ashley to get downtown. Oh, but you got to slow down to 40 miles an hour and hit 6 traffic lights. Not to mention that they're not going to make any improvements at the end of the James Island Connector. By the way, it's called an expressway, not a parkway. The own logo disputes the fact of this stupid project they're planning.
That's the point, that you don't have to stop at a light, traffic flows. I mean, you won't have a true beltway around the city if you don't connect it as an expressway.
Not at all. And it's not going to save anybody. It might save you 2 minutes, but really, are you going to risk the quality of life of the people of Charleston? The sole reason that Charleston gets any money that it does, and we're usually not affected by recessions, is because of tourism. Well, when you wipe all that out and you don't have James Island and Johns Island beauty anymore, we're going to lose the tourism because it's going to look just like the traffic gridlock in Chicago and Atlanta with their big circular stuff. But ours isn't even going to be a complete circle. All of that's going to dump on to Calhoun Street, and they're not going to make any improvements there according to this plan with the price tag they put on it. And there's major hospitals right there, and one lady already has been run over there, so they got little pink flags.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right, there's little flags.
God, you dare across the road, you need to grab a big, bright pink flag so you don't get plowed over when you come off the James Island Connector as it is.
So this would alleviate some of the congestion and tension in the downtown Charleston area, because a lot of people on James Island who have to cut through the city or go West Ashley would just simply hop onto an expressway and take the loop around. I know I would, because I have to go up the north area in order to get to work. I would love to have an expressway to jump onto.
Well, my thing is I think at this point, since they've already built as much as they've built, the people in West Ashley aren't happy because of traffic congestion.
It would help them, wouldn't it?
The most dangerous thing right now on the James Island side is coming off the James Island Connector on the Folly Road. They plan on bulldozing the great big old dirt mound that they've had there for years to start the expressway. On our end, they're going to bulldoze it, and that intersection is just going to be a red light.
Oh, they can't bulldoze it. They gotta at least like pretend it was a mountain or something, you know, Mount James Island.
Mount James Island,
but you know,
as it used
but that's
to be.
they've got that mound there at the end of the James Island Connector, and there's a matching mound at the end down Savannah Highway
Savannah
where
Highway
the 5 begins. Just, I mean, so what is the argument against? Is it mostly just money? Is the argument against building the expressway?
The majority of the public that has attended the meetings want a no build. You know, most people are like, gosh, if you live here, you'd know you want the clover leaf on Folly Road since y'all already built it this far. In the section of the James Island connector, it was important because James Island didn't have any evacuation route because at that time, all they had was one opening bridge that got stuck in the open and people got stuck on the island. So that was important.
That is a safety issue. It's a bear to get off this island if you're going to evacuate for a hurricane.
But picture, if you can, trying to come off from West Ashley to get to downtown any quicker. And you got to go through all these little neighborhoods with ground road traffic lights.
Yeah.
With no safety protections for children. Like Murray Lane School, for example, they're not going to change anything right there.
Okay.
Okay? They're not going to change anything, but yet all of a sudden people are going to be able to go flying right up to that suicide curve right by Murray Lane, but they don't plan any changes.
Well, Dawn, where's going to be the next meeting? Is there going to be a meeting on James Island?
There's going to be meetings Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night at West Ashley High School, James Island High School, and Johns Island High School. To my knowledge, the first hour is informal from 5 to 6. You're allowed to walk around and speak your mind and listen to them try to convince you that this is a good idea. If you want to speak, you have to sign up in that first hour.
Fine. Then
you got to sit there and listen to their little attaboy show. And when that's over, they open it up for you to speak, but you're only allowed to speak and get your thoughts out in 2 minutes. And that's it. At the end of 2 minutes, if you don't get your words out, you can come back to the other meetings. But what's really important is you go to scdot.org and fill out a written form or download it and mail it in. Your opinion counts all the way to September 30th.
That's it, everybody. scdot.org. Get online, express your opinion about the James Island Expressway.
Guarantee that they will answer.
They'll answer. I want to thank Dawn Congdon for being willing to come out from her busy schedule to come out here and be interviewed by culverradio.com on this important issue. And we really appreciate you doing this for us, Dawn.
Thank you.
And everybody out there, you should appreciate that she's done this for you. Get your carcass to the meetings, express your opinions. Let's get an expressway up there. We don't need service roads. We need an expressway.
But even think with an expressway, think of the gridlock at Calhoun Street right now. It's already backed up. If you live in West Ashley and you hop on this thing to get there, it's just going to cause more backup. So is it really going to be an expressway or is it going to be a parking lot? It's going to be a glorified parking lot, and if Joe Riley wants his name on a road so bad, by George, I say we just build a complex downtown and put a basketball arena in it, and it can be the Joe Riley basketball arena. Because I don't want a parkway coming through and ruining our islands.
The opinions expressed by Dawn Congdon are not necessarily the opinions expressed by culverradio.com, but we're actually very sympathetic to Dawn's position on this. Dawn, I want to thank you very much for coming down, and thank you for being on culverradio.com.
Thank you, and be sympathetic to